Hi, Warwick. Time for my weekly report. Back in my office doing it this week. It's raining outside, so I just wanted to do it indoors. I didn't feel like getting wet. First thing I want to talk to you about is the trash recycling problem we had in the past week. I've explained before, our fleet is very, very old. It's very susceptible to breakdowns. It's not just engines and transmissions. It's the hydraulic equipment. It's just, like I said, it's old. We started a replacement program. I began it last January. It's a very long and lengthy process. We had to write the specs. We had to go to bid. I had to get it approved by City Council, first of all, the whole program. Then they had to approve the bids. The trucks have been ordered. Best case scenario is 3 to 4 months. It could take as much as a year. So we're doing what we can. We were unable to pick up the recycling for several days last week because trash has to be our priority. When so many trucks are out, we just use all the trucks for trash. We've corrected that problem by having a temporary transfer station. We had to get special permission from the DEM. We have down the compost facility, we have an area where we're dumping only the recyclables, and then we're transporting that up to the dump separately. What that does is free up a couple of hours a day for the trucks not traveling back and forth to the landfill. And this way they're able to also stay out on the road. They're able to stay out on the road later because they're not restricted by the 3:30 p.m. dump closing. So it's gotten better. We're picking them up on schedule. And I do want to remind you, not to add to the confusion, next week is Labor Day. We don't pick up trash on Labor Day, so garbage will be delayed one day all of next week, but we will be picking up recycling at the same day. I got a call today from Senator Jack Reed with some great news. We've qualified for nearly a $1 million grant which we had applied for. It's called a SAFER grant. The money is going to be used towards the purchase of a new aerial fire truck and some radio equipment for the fire department. This is great news. It's money the city's not going to have to spend on this very needed and necessary vehicle. There'll be more details coming out soon. There'll be a press release, and we'll let you know everything that's going on that has to do with that. Well, the school year has started. I was out with the superintendent visiting some of the elementary schools. I'm going to do some of the secondary schools later in the week. It was great to see the enthusiasm and the absolute delight by a lot of parents, teachers, and kids going back to school again. I'm sure it's going to be a great season. I wish everyone well. I want to discuss one more time about the homeless encampments that are popping up in different areas of Warwick. If they're on city property, we do something about it, but we do it in a very humane way. Whatever this situation is, they're human beings, and we treat them with respect. The first thing that happens is we send caseworkers out there to offer them whatever services that can be afforded to them. It's their choice whether they want to take them or not. The homeless are protected by a state law that's called the Homeless Bill of Rights. You can't just go through their material. Their tent is considered their home. We can't search it. We can't just dismantle it. What we do is we normally give them an amount of time to move on. Most of them honor that. And like I said, we do it in a very humane way. Now, on private property, that's a whole different story. We don't have the right to tell them to move on. The property owners do, and they have to go through a process. So as I said, we deal with it as it comes up. We try to do it as humanely as possible. As I'm sure you've seen on the news reports, this week there was an incident at Motel 6. It could have been a very serious incident. I was on the scene. What ended up happening was one of our police officers identified a car that was involved in carjacking. They tracked the occupants of this room, and they were suspects. There were children in the room, and you can get the details from news reports, but I just want to tell you, I was on scene. And you couldn't be more proud of our police department, the way they handled this with efficiency and professionalism. They just de-escalated the entire situation, which could have ended tragically. They were able to bring the people into custody without anyone getting harmed. I saw the resources that they used. They had negotiating teams. They had SWAT. It just made me so pleased to be mayor of the city, of a police department that just has that kind of ability. Now, we're well protected, and I think the police department should be commended for it. Well, that's it for this week, Warwick. Labor Day weekend's coming up. Hopefully the weather's better than the other long weekends we've had this year. I hope you have a great time, have cookouts, say goodbye to summer, and get ready for the fall. And fall in Warwick is beautiful. We'll see you next week.